Reading 3A.
Yeah. Sorry, because my mom's knows spring rules. Reading 3A.
Was King Tut murdered?
Was King Tut murdered?
King Tutankhamun was still a teenager
King Tutankhamun was still a teacher. A teenager
when he died
when he died
around 1322
around 1322 BC.
BC. He ruled Egypt for 10 years,
He ruled Egypt for 10 years.
the last king of a powerful family that
The last king of a powerful
had
family
ruled the country for centuries.
that had ruled the country for centuries.
After his death,
After his death,
the body of King Tut,
the body of King Tut,
as Tutankhamun is usually known today,
as Tutankhamun was usually known today,
was placed in a gold-filled tomb.
was placed in a gold-filled tomb.
There, he lay forgotten
There he lay forgotten
until the tomb's discovery in 1922.
until the tomb's discovery in 1922.
Although we know a lot about his life,
Although we know a lot about his life,
the reason for King Tut's death at
the reason for King Tut's death at such a young age
such a young age has remained a mystery,
has remained a
with
mystery.
murder the most extreme possibility.
With murder, the most extreme possibility.
Now, improved X-ray technology
Now, improved X-ray technology
and DNA testing are
and DNA testing are offering
offering new clues into the life and death of the boy king.
into the life and death of the boy king,
Discovered and damaged.
discovered and damaged. When British archaeologist Howard Carter opened King Tut's tomb, it was full of gold and other amazing items. Carter spent months carefully recording the treasures. When he and his team attempted to remove King Tut's mummy, they found that it had become attached to his solid gold coffin. Unfortunately, they caused a great deal of damage to the mummy while removing it. Theories about King Tut's death in 1968. Archaeologists conducted an examination of King Tut's mummy using simple X-ray technology. Three important discoveries led to various theories about his death. The X-rays showed that the bones in Tut's chest were missing. Some guessed the damage was caused by a war injury or an accident. There was a small hole in the back of the skull and pieces of bone inside it, causing many to believe that King Tut was killed by a blow to the back of his head. Was he murdered by people wanting to take control of Egypt? A serious fracture was discovered on Tut's left leg. Tut had been hurt a few hours before his death. The infection from the injury had killed Tut. Closer look. 2005, scientists under the direction of Egyptian archaeologist Zahi Hawass used new and more effective X-ray technology to study the mummy. They discovered that the damage to Tut's chest was caused by Howard Carter, and the hole in Tut's skull was made when embalmers were preparing the body for burial. While this ruled out one theory, that of murder, it still doesn't tell us exactly how he died. Then, in 2008, Hawass and his team analyzed Tut's DNA. They found that he suffered from flat feet as well as a bone disease. This one made it difficult for him to walk. When they analyzed the DNA of the mummies in the other tombs nearby, they made some shocking discoveries. They found Tut's father and mother, who had similar DNA, were actually brother and sister. Wait, what? The DNA they passed on to Tut may have led him highly vulnerable to disease such as malaria. The infection that started in his fractured leg added to the bone disease caused his death. No one knows for sure, but Hawass and his team hope they will someday have an answer to this age-old mystery. Inside King Tut's tomb, a tomb of Tutankhamun was found hidden in the Valley of the Kings. Although some of its outer rooms were robbed in ancient times, A tomb itself was not opened. Inside were walls decorated with colorful paintings and 9 layers of wood, stone, and gold, protecting the body of the king. To reach King Tut's money, Carl and his team wrote 4 huge boxes or shrines. Each shrine was made from heavy wood and covered with golden pictures of Egyptian gods. The king's sarcophagus. Arthur's team discovered a beautifully painted boss-carved sarcophagus, carved from a single piece of stone. Inside it were 3 mummy-shaped coffins, one inside the other. In the last coffin, made of solid gold, lay the body of the boy king, his head and shoulders covered in a stunning gold mask. Okay, that's all. Goodbye.